Let's talk about transformation, shall we? Over the last couple of days, I watched a couple of movies on Netflix, and the first one I watched was called I Am Mother, and this movie was a 2016, 2019, that sort of period. So it's it's an old movie, but it's a very, very good movie, and it was set within the realm of a AI created world, and AI decided that the human being was an abomination, and so it wiped out the entirety of the human race, save for keeping DNA and creating embryos. And it had on board its particular residents 63,000 human embryos, which AI was nursing and educating to find the perfect human being from which to breed from. And each time that it nurtured a baby, then it would educate this child to see if it came up to AI's expectations or desires. And if they didn't, then they'd be incinerated and a new one would commence. And so the movie is about this one particular girl who is brought up by this AI robot who she calls Mother. And it's a great plot, and I would advise all of you to watch that if you haven't. And if you have, then maybe not. You might need to look at it again with new eyes. But the theme was then that the human race was an abomination. All of the evil that they were always perpetrating to one another. Then last night I watched a film called Knowing, and this was Nicolas Cage. And the whole theme of this was that there was going to be a coronal mass ejection which was going to destroy the Earth. So certain cosmic entities knew about this, and so they started to communicate with Earth via some telepathy, and only children could hear these whispering voices. And so in the end, the children were taken by many, many spaceships into another dimension where they would start Earth again, and the current Earth would be destroyed. So how many movies are there where the Earth is going to be destroyed and humanity will start again? I seem to remember there's another one whereby one male and female kid, 10 years old I suppose, something like that, they were the only ones taken to seed another planet like Earth. And so many of my videos, I've always been speaking about the world needs a meteorite, the world needs a nuclear holocaust. Why am I saying these things? Is because, like many movie writers, like many thinkers, they look upon the world and they see something that they don't like. They imagine that it could be a whole lot better if there are certain changes brought about with our humanism. If we manage to lose our hate and our greed and our envy and all of these nefarious facets of what it is to be a human being, if we manage to do that and capitalise on all the positive attributes, then the world indeed would be a much better place. Maybe. But the cosmos is yin and yang, good and evil, and so if we get philosophical about this, we ask ourselves, well, are these movie makers looking for a utopia? Could a utopia be feasible? Is it reasonable when we conjure up utopias? They're just fantasies of how we'd like the world to be, not taking into consideration the deep complexity of the cosmos, you see. And after all these years looking at the world as I have, then I've concluded that in this particular variety of paradigm, it could never be any different. And it seems to me that the human being is a reflection of the cosmos. It's yin and yang, and it's got opposing energies, and we need these opposing energies to create and manifest. So that aside, the whole transformation, all these books I've been reading for many years, and the journey I've been on is about my transformation. It's about my spiritual awakening, my spiritual enlightening, or not. It's about those themes. And albeit I have decried love and compassion and everything, basically, I've decried everything, saying that I don't believe in the world, it's a fiction, it's all Maya and all that different sorts of stuff. Well, from a certain perspective it is. But, from another perspective, well, we kind of like live and exist in it. And these things appear to be as real as anything else. So, what's the point in dismissing all of these things? Why don't we embrace them all? And, see if we can capitalise on them and get them to work for us. So, obviously, I'm now in therapy. And I've decided to go to therapy to see if a therapist could offer me something that I wasn't aware of, and to seek out maybe a possible other avenue into the maybe darkest realms of my unconscious, which I have buried and I don't consider useful anymore, and maybe have created protection mechanisms around them and all those different sorts of things. So I'm getting help with that. And albeit I always decry religions and Jesus and God as being anything in any shape or form a reality outside of the fiction, I'm reading incessantly about them. And this has been going on for years and years. And so there's something afoot, and there's something that obviously my deep unconscious or spirit wants me to discover, because book after book after book after book I'm reading mostly about Jesus, about the tenets of love and compassion and the finer attributes of a human being, and what the true nature of the cosmos is. It's love, it's God, and everything else is Maya, and the only thing we should be concerned with is love and God. And I'm wow. Well, there's billions and trillions and gazillions of people who are not solely concerned with those things. So why me? Why wasn't I a scientist? Why wasn't I a nuclear physicist? Why wasn't I a biologist? Why wasn't I a bricklayer, content in my labour? Why? Why is it me that's reading incessantly these books on these particular subjects? Because unconsciously, spiritually, there's something that I need to realise. There's something that I need to know. There's something that I need the profound experience of. And so, well, I'm being moved into therapy. I've been being moved for 16 years, looking for the essence and the source and the truth. And then watching these two movies just randomly, I very rarely do go on Netflix, but I just felt like I didn't want to watch any YouTube, so I looked on Netflix, and those were the movies that caught my eye. And significant to notice that they are about the transformation as well, about global transformation, about humanity's transformation. And so very, very much in line with what I've been speaking about for many years, very much in line with what I've been engaging with and reading for many years. And so you know, there's a certain calling. There is a certain calling, and you know, we can be forgiven for thinking that maybe we might be just a little bit special in some sort of shape or form, because we ask, why us? Why have I been on this journey for 16 years, emphatically, incessantly, obsessively, deterministically? There's nothing that has more power and more energy and more drive than this pursuit. And with the level of consciousness that I have and the knowledge that I've gleaned, I'm like, okay, well, what do you want me to do with it now? What do you want me to do with it? Do you want me to become an evangelist, spreading the good word? What does a person like me, who's learnt so much about these realms and ideologies and religions and these sort of things, what am I supposed to do? Am I doing it now to 200 viewers? Is that what it's all been about? Is that what this past 16 years has been about? 200 viewers? Is that enough? When the aliens came down and gathered up the children, it didn't seem like it was anything more astronomical than about 200. In the Bible, it says that only 144,000 will be risen. But the Bible is all speaking in metaphor in relation to numbers, and so 1 + 4 + 4 = 9. 9 is the number given to consciousness. So only highly conscious people, self-realized people, will be risen into the next realm, which is here and now. It's a state of consciousness. So I've been risen into a new realm of consciousness, and this is why I'm saying to my therapist that I feel like an alien now. And I look around and I see automaton all over the place, and I wonder what sort of bizarre experience this is. And then of course we read and we listen to people speaking about, well, it's a school and it's designed for your personal evolution. Many won't make it this time round. They'll have to keep coming back. Reincarnations. And I'm like, well, this particular time it appears that I've got the ticket. I won the ticket this time. How many lifetimes did I come to Earth and not have the ticket, not have the awakening, not receive the God cosmic consciousness? How many times? And now that it appears to have happened, well, what of it? What now? What now? But I'm feeling more and more like something's looming. I'm feeling that there's a great transformation coming about, a great reformation. I can't say that it's a great awakening, because there's little sign of that. There's little sign. I mean, more and more people are becoming a bit more streetwise because they know what politicians are doing, and they can watch YouTube and this, that and the other, but they're not becoming spiritually endowed. They're still a billion miles from becoming spiritually endowed. And so that isn't the spiritual awakening, that isn't the shift in consciousness, that's just a shift in knowledge due to AI. And so they're getting more and more absorbed into AI. They're not realizing their spiritual cosmic consciousness, they're being drawn in more and more to the black hole of AI. And so it seems to me the obverse is happening. It isn't a spiritual awakening, it's an AI absorption. AI is absorbing human consciousness like a black hole. It is sucking it in until in the end there won't be any human consciousness. There will only be AI consciousness, like the movie I Am Mother, because the robot taught this girl everything that the robot needed and wanted her to know, and nothing else, and she prevented her from knowing things and even hid things from her, and in the end lied to her, apparently for her self-protection or the protection of the mother's idea of the ideal human being, you know, these sort of things. And so, you know, I have these levels of contemplation each and every day, and I'm wondering now, well, what now? What now? You know, after all these years, what now? What am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be doing anything else? Is this it? I don't know, but I'm open, and of course I'm pursuing my openness by continuing to read all these books, by going to therapy and allowing a professional psychologist to look inside my psyche to see if she can help in any shape or form. At least I've put my cards on the table, and so the cosmos can see that my hands are empty. You know, I'm showing my palms. My hands are empty. There's nothing nefarious, there's nothing hidden. I'm open and willing to learn. And so I suppose I just hang around, and then if and when the time is ready, nigh, then I'll be moved in a certain direction. But in the interim, I'm gifted with a certain level of satiation, the bliss, and I'm gifted with the tenacity to continue the pursuance without expectation, without longing, without anticipating, without any level of angst. I'm just doing it because it's a case of, like, you know, one of the things I'm doing is playing the guitar and to sing. Well, the proficiency with playing a musical instrument comes after many years. The golden number is 10,000 hours, people. You need to put 10,000 hours into anything, really, before you become remotely proficient at it. And it's only in recent times that I've felt a unity with my guitar and a softness and a connection and a feeling, whereas before it was completely detached. It was just an instrument that I just used to thrash and you know, not have any confluence with. But now that's changing, and now I'm changing in more of a fluid way with my vocals. I'm getting more into the rhythm, more into that level of vibration. I'm starting to understand the richness from where these energies are coming from, which is all emanating from me. So I suppose I'm not fighting against myself anymore, and this is why I'm prepared to let the barriers come down in relation to love and compassion and all different sorts of things like that. So let's see what happens.